Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Today, the world of the bold and the beautiful is cloaked in sorrow. Fans woke up to very sad news. Luna Nozawa, the young woman whose life spiraled from ambition to tragedy, is now receiving intensive mental health treatment. Lee Finnegan, her aunt and a brilliant doctor, has revealed that Luna's condition is far worse than anyone imagined. After the horrifying sequence of events, her kidnapping threats, violent breakdowns, and the shocking confrontation with Steffi, Luna collapsed into a psychological crisis that left her on the edge of life insanity. Social media exploded with grief. Posts flooded in. "I can't believe this is how Luna's story turned. She was so broken inside, and no one really saw it." The hospital hallways are silent except for the soft beeping of machines keeping her stable. Nurses whisper, "Security is tight." Lai has vowed, "I will give Luna a chance to heal. She deserves a life beyond this pain." This isn't the kind of storyline fans expected. The Bold and the Beautiful is known for romantic triangles, shocking betrayals, and glamorous scandals. But Luna's story is different. It's raw, heartbreaking, and painfully real. Outside, Sheila Carter paces like a shadow. Deacon watches quietly from the doorway. They know Lai is hiding more than she says. And deep down, they're all wondering the same thing. Will Luna ever come back to them, not just in body, but in mind and heart? The sad truth is that Luna's storm began long before today. In the soft golden light of her childhood memories, Luna was always the girl looking in from the outside. Raised in a web of secrets, she craved love and recognition, especially from the father figure she never fully knew. Her mother, Poppy, offered charming smiles but inconsistent care. Lai always sensed the instability forming in her niece, but hoped love would fill the cracks. But Los Angeles was unkind. Working at Forrester Creations exposed Luna to a world of perfection. Flawless gowns, flawless families, flawless romances. She wanted to belong, yet every rejection deepened her cracks. Then came the turning point. One night, alone in her apartment, Luna stared into the mirror and whispered, "I just want them to see me, to need me." The reflection seemed to whisper back. She started writing notes to herself, creating little plans to fix the people who ignored her. When she finally turned to manipulation, drugging drinks, sabotaging events, and luring Steffi into danger, her face carried a haunted joy. It wasn't about winning anymore. It was about being seen, heard, feared, and remembered. But her fragile mind couldn't hold the weight of those actions. After her last confrontation, with sirens wailing and hands trembling, she collapsed into silence. In her subconscious, flashes repeat endlessly. Steffi's terrified eyes. Hayes crying in the background. Her own reflection, smiling through tears. And in that endless dreamscape, Luna whispers to herself, "If I sleep long enough, maybe I'll wake up as someone new." Dr. Lee Finnegan has faced life-and-death moments in her career, but nothing after a gunshot. She outsmarted Sheila's schemes, but now she sits in a private, dimly lit recovery room, watching over Luna like a mother guarding a wounded bird. She knows the hospital staff and the law would demand Luna be arrested or institutionalized. But Lai cannot bear to let her niece fall through that cruel net. "This isn't evil," Lai murmurs to herself, brushing Luna's hair from her pale forehead. "This is pain, pain no one helped you with." Every evening, Lee checks the vitals. Heartbeat, steady but weak. Breathing, soft and mechanical. Mind, trapped between coma and consciousness. In her private journal, Lai writes down a plan. Stabilize Luna physically. Begin therapy under a trusted psychiatrist. Slowly reintroduce her to family, if it's safe. Outside the room, Sheila grows restless. She's starting to piece it together. Deacon warns, "Don't push Lai. This isn't a game anymore." But Sheila's voice trembles with something rare, empathy. "That girl, she's just like I was once. Lost, angry, alone. If Lai can save her, maybe she can save the part of me that still cares. The tension is thick, the secret is fragile, and Luna sleeps on, unaware that the world outside is holding its breath. It happens on a Tuesday morning. The sky outside the clinic is gray and heavy. Lai sits by the bed, half asleep in a chair, when the heart monitor spikes. Her eyes fly open. Luna's fingers twitch. Then, slowly, her eyelids flutter. "Luna?" Lai whispers, voice shaking. "Sweetheart, can you hear me?" A soft, broken sound escapes Luna's lips. It's not a word, it's a sob. Tears slide from the corners of her eyes, and her chest shudders as memories crash back like waves. The first thing she says is almost a whisper. "I didn't mean to." Lai leans forward, holding her hand gently. "I know, you were hurting. You're safe now." Luna's voice cracks. Are they gone? The voices? Lai hesitates. They can go away, but we'll need help. Real help. In that fragile moment, Luna begins to cry, not the defiant tears of a schemer, but the raw, trembling sobs of a lost child finally found. The door opens slowly. Sheila steps inside, uncharacteristically soft. Deacon lingers behind her. Luna's eyes widen in fear, but Sheila raises a hand. "I'm not here to hurt you," she says quietly. "I just wanted to see if you're still in there." For the first time, Luna grips Lee's hand with strength. Lee knows this is just the first step of a long, uphill battle: therapy, medication, and facing the consequences of her actions. But in this moment, there is one fragile gift: hope. In the weeks that follow, Luna begins her mental health treatment. Every day starts with soft light and a therapist's calm voice. They talk about trauma, abandonment, and the pressure of living in a world of perfection. Slowly, Luna starts to understand that her actions were born from pain, not pure malice. Lai remains her constant guardian, bringing books, soft music, and family photos. Sometimes, Luna can barely meet her eyes. Other times, she whispers thank you between tears. Outside, the world of the bold and the beautiful continues. Brooke and Ridge spiral through another romantic storm. Steffi weighs her next move, and the Foresters prepare another fashion launch. But in this quiet wing of Los Angeles, the most important battle is invisible. A young woman is learning to be whole again. The very sad news of Luna's mental health struggle has touched fans and family alike. Yet in her tears and her trembling steps toward therapy, there is a glimmer of redemption. And sometimes, in the deepest silence of her room, Luna smiles for real, soft, small, and full of something she's never truly felt before. Waking from the coma, Luna's days were filled with quiet struggles and small victories. The hospital room, once a place of stillness, now echoed with soft voices of therapists, nurses, and Lai's gentle reassurances. Luna found herself trapped inside a mind that wanted to heal but was haunted by memories too sharp to forget. Every session unearthed painful fragments, flashes of anger, fear, and loneliness that had shaped her actions. She was no longer the scheming girl desperate for attention. She was a wounded soul trying to make sense of a fractured past. Lai sat beside her one afternoon, holding Luna's trembling hand. "Healing takes time," she said softly. "You're not alone anymore." Outside, Sheila and Deacon watched from afar, their complicated feelings turning from suspicion to something closer to hope. Sheila, who once faced her own demons, saw in Luna a reflection of her younger self, desperate, broken, but not beyond saving. Luna's therapy sessions were intense. Sometimes she cried openly. Other times, she remained silent, overwhelmed by the flood of emotions. Her therapist helped her identify the moments when her pain had turned into fear and when fear became destructive. They worked to replace those destructive thoughts with understanding and self-compassion. One evening, Luna whispered for the first time in weeks, "I want to try to be better." It wasn't a promise of perfection, It was simply a spark of hope. Meanwhile, the news of Luna's treatment spread quietly among the Forrester family and their circle. Some expressed sympathy, others skepticism. But slowly, many began to realize that Luna was more than just a villain. She was a victim of her circumstances, someone whose life had been shaped by neglect and trauma. As Luna took tentative steps toward recovery, the world outside continued its swirl of drama. Brooke and Ridge's complicated romance, Steffi's maternal struggles, and the ever-present tension at Forrester Creations painted a vivid contrast to the quiet healing happening behind closed doors. But Luna's story reminded everyone watching that real strength lies in facing one's pain and seeking help, no matter how hard the journey. One night, Lee found Luna staring out the window at the stars. "What do you see?" she asked. Luna smiled faintly. "Possibility. A future where I'm not afraid." And in that moment, the very sad news of Luna's past felt a little lighter, because now there was hope for her tomorrow.